Hello, welcome to Wednesday, October 14th, daily lesson. I want to go back over to Tuesday's warm-up real quick and go over the warm-up with you. So you were to identify if the following sentences, or the underlined part, was dependent or independent. So remember that the dependent clauses always start with a subordinating conjunction. The reason I'm going over this because today's warm-up, you're going to take simple sentences and write them into complex sentences. And complex sentences have a dependent clause plus an independent clause. Now that dependent clause can come at the beginning or it can come at the end. Also, I have provided you in Google Classroom this types of sentence handout, and it talks about complex sentences and the subordinating conjunctions, which we call awubis. I know it sounds funny, but that's just a way to remember the words. These are the most common subordinating conjunctions. It's not all of them, but it's the most common ones right there. So you'll need to make sure you use those when you write your dependent clause in order to make a complex sentence. Remember, a complex sentence has both a dependent clause, at least one, and an independent clause. So it can have more than one dependent clause. So I just wanted to go over this real quick. This is a complex sentence because it is a dependent clause. The word because is a subordinating conjunction, and we have a subject and verb. And then this is independent because it can stand on its own. It's got a subject and a verb. Number two is this part here, the underline, was independent. It has a subject and a verb, and this is dependent, although it's one of the awubis, and it is dependent. So this part of the sentence is a dependent clause. Notice the dependent clause is at the beginning. You have to have a comma between the dependent clause and the independent clause. All right, so I just wanted to quickly recap that because, like I said, for your warm-up today, you're taking these simple sentences and you're turning them into complex sentences. And on your warm-up, there is this handout so that you can reference and look at. Okay, so today we're going, I know you guys did you're supposed to work on your mini research. You should be wrapping that up and making sure you do your flip grids. And today we're going to watch a newscast and do some discussion, and then you're going to have some short writing or questions to answer. So go ahead and pause the video, and you can go ahead and do your warm-up. Okay, now that you've done your warm-up, I have 3 videos here for you to quick watch. They're only like 4 or less minutes. This one is about the Children's Crusade of 1963, which you'll hear about a little bit in the newscast. This is about the church bombing in Birmingham, where 4 little girls died. And then this is about the March on Washington and Martin Luther King. So just 3 little short videos to prepare you for the news broadcast. Now, so in order for you remote learners to see the newscast, you're going to have to go to Google Classroom, and I will take you there. We're in Google Classroom. So this was the warm-up. Next is the newscast, and you can see the link right there. You just click on it, and it will take you to this link, and you'll open up your document, and it should look like this. Make sure you read the background information, and you play it. As you can see, it's very short. It's only 1 minute and 31 seconds. Now, as you are watching the newscast, there are some things that you're to monitor your comprehension about. So make sure you understand the key ideas expressed in the newscast by monitoring your comprehension or checking in with yourself. If you find that there's some that you're unsure of an idea or evidence that supports it, you make some adjustments. And how do you make those adjustments? You rewatch the video, pull it back, see the section that you're confused, rewatch it, listen to it, see if you understand it, and look for clarification. I want you to also take some notes. I want you to record key ideas, important details as you listen. You can write down time codes so that you can easily access that information later. And the way you're going to take notes is the face-to-face kids have a notes section down here where they can actually write notes in their book. you are going to have to click on the preview to view comprehension strategy. Basically, what I've just been telling you is right here. And then you click on the notebook. And then this little Google Doc or a Word document pops open, and you can type here. And that's where I'll be able to see your information. So, and then make sure you click save. So this is where you will need to take notes. Now, I'm going to be wrapping up grades pretty soon. Next week's our last week for grades, but we're having to get our grades in early so that they can make schedules for students who are returning. So it's important that I'm not going to be able to grade any late assignments after a certain time. Remember, you really are only allowed one day to turn in late assignments. So you need to communicate with me if you're failing and you're concerned and you want to do something about your grade. You're going to need to communicate with me what we can, and we'll have to make a plan to see what we can do to help you be successful, or at least raise your grade up close to passing as possible. If you're unsuccessful this 9 weeks, you're just going to have to work really hard next 9 weeks. If you weren't successful this 9 weeks, you're just going to have to work extra hard next 9 weeks in order to pass. Okay, so we're covered here. You're going to watch that newscast and you're going to take notes. Once you've done that, you're going to also answer some of these questions here, are also located in Google Classroom. So this is the newscast worksheet. There's like 5 sets of questions. Click on that, and just like any normal worksheet that we've done, you will answer these questions. So there is 6 questions. I think one is just connecting back to the essential question. So after you watch this newscast, you'll kind of what have you learned that you can apply about how can words inspire change. So if you have any questions, of course, make sure you let me know. Tomorrow on Thursday, we're going to have our checkpoint. That will be checkpoint number 2, which is a mini assessment. It's a district assessment. It's not for grade, but it is for extra credit test points, which is great for those of you that may be kind of on the borderline with grades. It's a huge opportunity to boost that average. So make sure you take it, when you take it, that you do take your time and do a good job and follow directions and read everything carefully. So, and this will be your last opportunity for any kind of extra credit. As always, make sure you're completing those assignments on time. And if you need any help, just let me know. Tomorrow I do have Google Meets at 11 to 11:30 and at 2:50 to 3:50. So please come hop on and ask me any question you may be having. Y'all have a good day.